La clave para que las empresas verdaderamente se crean lo de la sostenibilidad, yo creo que no es solo que verdaderamente confíen en o quieran trabajar para un mundo mejor, es que verdaderamente tiene que ser negocio. Es decir, se tienen que dar las dos circunstancias, ¿no? Que verdaderamente te lo creas y que sea negocio. Muchas veces yo creo que lo que nos va a pasar y cómo viene el cambio es que las empresas van a girar hacia la sostenibilidad por muchos y diversos motivos, porque los inversores se lo van a exigir, porque los clientes y los consumidores se lo van a pedir y por tanto va a ser negocio, porque los stakeholders varios también te van a apretar como empresa, porque las regulaciones y las leyes van a venir y también te lo van a pedir, y porque al final también cuando hables con tu gente, con tus nietos, con tus hijos, también te van a querer ver como una persona que trabajas para la sostenibilidad.
Así es, Xavi. Yo creo que cada vez más el cambio viene de los propios líderes empresariales que también quieren ese cambio y buscan ese cambio de lógica. Y eso es lo que les ocurre a los emprendedores sociales, a los emprendedores de impacto que acompañamos desde Fundación Shift2B y que llevamos toda esta semana viendo en los Impact Pitches. Tuvimos anteayer y ayer las dos semifinales y finalmente nuestro jurado ha elegido a los 6 finalistas que se van a someter hoy a sus preguntas. Vamos con la final de estos Impact Pitches y os recuerdo que el ganador, que el jurado lo votará aquí en directo, el ganador se va a llevar un premio de 3.000 euros. Así que conectamos con nuestro jurado y con los 6 finalistas. Enhorabuena y suerte a todos.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Shift2B Impact Pitch Competition. My name is Marta Campillo, and I am part of the investment team of B Startup Banco Sabadell, and I will be with you during this hour where we will meet the 6 finalist startups of the Impact Pitch Competition and the winner. So for this, we have a first-class jury composed by Iwa Jennifer Abel, Investment Manager in Oryx Impact. Welcome, Iwa.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Nice to meet you. Teresa González, ESG Lead Manager in Arcano Partners. Hello, Teresa.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Marta. Thank you very much.
Hi. Eulalia Planas, CEO in Dispar and board member of Shift2B. A pleasure, Eulalia.
Hi, Marta.
Silvia Baró, Portfolio and Investment Manager in ONI Partners. Hi, Silvia.
Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you all.
Hi, hello. So we are going to see the 6 pitches of each company with a 5-minute Q&A by the members of the jury for each one. So we're going to present the first company, that is Kida, whose founder and CEO is Oriol Fuertes. Kida is a social impact company focused on care service for dependent patients at home. So let's go into the video.
Good morning. My name is Oriol Fuertes and I'm the CEO of Kida, and it's an absolute pleasure to present to you what we're doing and how we're building it at Kida. Basically, we are a social impact company, and we aim and we strive to transform how care is delivered at home. We have a dual mission. Number one, what we call the triple M, more people, more time, more quality of life at home. And number two is to return the social status to the caregivers, what we call our kiddos. We have 5 elements that are different, but the main thing is our vision. Our vision is that people should stay at home for longer with better health, and they should not be at hospitals unless it's really necessary. And what we do differently is 5 things. Number one is a model of care that is really personalized and proactive. A model of care that is different by type of patient, that allows us to be much more continuous in our monitoring and much more proactive. Number two is how we use technology. Of the more than 8 million that we've raised for the last 3 years, we've used it, a third of it, for technology. So we're talking about a 2.5 million investment in technology in 2 fronts. Number one, to make it much more efficient. Number two, and most importantly, to connect the healthcare system with the social care system, with the home, and of course, the caregiver. Number three, our caregivers. They are the essence of it. Our market is supply constrained and not demand constrained. And so what we do is to ensure very good working conditions, continuous training, and the right payment mechanisms. Number four, we strive to stop fragmentation. What we aim for is to have a marketplace that offers all the services that a family member can need and will need at home. And this is part of our delivery model as well as our business model. And number five, and most importantly, how we grow. We have very clear that we have 3 engines, the B2C, B2B2C, and B2B. And we've been able to close deals and work together with the biggest insurers and hospital chains in the country. This has allowed us to grow very quickly. As of today, every month, our GMV, monthly GMV, is 1.5 million. Only after 3 years, this year, we will have a yearly GMV of 20 million. We are growing over 20% month on month. We've served almost 3,000 people. And most importantly, we've managed to do so with very high quality, a 4.9 out of 5. As I was saying before, we've managed to close deals with Adeslas, Quirón, DKV, as well as have the support from the Ministry of Social Care and the main institutions, both in Madrid and Catalonia. And finally, all of this is only possible with a multidisciplinary team. I am leading a team after 9 years at the firm at McKinsey, where I was working only in healthcare, as well as I was advising ministers and vice ministers around Europe. And Pau is my second in chief, second in command, a COO, also from McKinsey and MBA in IESE, but much more hands-on and with former experience as CEO of a startup. And then the rest of the team, extremely important, both with an experience in startup, healthcare, as well as scale-ups. Thank you very much for your support, and I wish you a fantastic day.
So thank you very much. Here we have Oriol Fuertes, CEO of Kida. Hello, Oriol.
Hello, hello, good morning.
Hello. Thank you for the presentation. And as we have explained, we have 5 minutes for the questions by the members of the jury. So let's start.
Hello, Oriol.
Hello, Teresa.
Nice to meet you. One question. What is the current professional experience of your caregivers right now? Are they professional caregivers or are they domestic employer people?
Yeah, we have two models, right? Number one is where we employ them, and number two is where the family employs them. We have both models. Right now we have 1,200, over 1,000 people on that. And so the reason why we have 2 is because it depends on the person. Given that we do 5 different types of service, depending on the complexity, we require different skills, right? So on one end you have avoiding loneliness, for example, right? You don't need someone with amazing technical skills. You need someone with an amazing heart, right? And so essentially that's very different from an end-of-life care, where essentially you need maybe a nurse or a doctor or someone that knows how to deal with that. So depending on the service, when we have a different person in the team with different skills and different support.
Okay, how do you recruit these people? I mean, from where?
Yeah.
Where do you find them?
Yeah, maybe a step back and a step forward. The step back is, as I said, is a supply constrained market. So basically, we put a lot of focus on our value proposition to them. How? We pay them between 7 and 12% more than competition. We strive to have 9 out of 10 contracts that are long-term contracts. And 3 is we train them and connect them. So the main channel really is member get member. The way to attract caregivers is by recommendation from other caregivers. That's number one. And then number two, we have deals with associations that help us recruit them. What we've done, we've studied these people, right? And what we've learned is that the main thing is to find a job quickly and never leave us. So what we strive to do is we've digitalized the process so that they really can find a job in less than 24 hours.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have a question on revenue.
Go ahead, Eva.
Eva.
Sorry. Could you explain how your revenue model works in the different variants that you explained, B2B, B2C, B2B2C, and what's your pricing?
Yeah, I'll try to simplify that. So money enters in Kida through different systems. System number one is the B2C or B2B2C, where essentially the family pays. Either they find us through internet but that's go to market, right? So when it comes to model one, we get three revenue sources: an upfront fee, MRR, a recurring monthly fee, and then a cross sell that we do through the marketplace, right? So that's model number one. And then model number two is when we do a B2B, and who pays there is an insurer, which can be public or private. And there we get MRR, so monthly.
Uriol?
Yeah.
Do you listen to us? I think that you have freeze.
Okay.
So maybe you could repeat the last part of the sentence.
Yeah, the second model is we get it through insurers, public or private, and it's all recurring. So it's a monthly recurring fee. And out of the 2 million GMV that we have right now, we have a take rate of 9 to 10%, which is the net sales that we get every month.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi, Uriol. I think we have maybe one more minute. Well, first of all, congratulations on this performance. And second, I would like to know how much churn, let's say, you have from caregivers, and how do you avoid these caregivers to stay with the family and not like skipping from families to Kida?
Yeah, that's the secret sauce of Kida, really. We have a care manager. The key difference in Kida is that we have a care manager, right? And so this care manager manages around 50 to 60 services only, right? So what they can do is to work a lot with the caregiver and the family to reduce churn, right? So we have around 1% monthly churn that is evitable. The rest is death or care home admission, but it's only 1%, 1 to 1.5% that is evitable. It's something that we could have done better. And that's the key thing. And how we do that is because they know they get more money, they have long-term, and more important than that, they get training and support from our 20 or 25 social workers that do the care management.
Right. It's like having a quality Kida caregiver. Fantastic.
Yeah, everything is focused on providing the best experience to the caregiver so that they offer best quality, so that the client is happier, so that we have longer.
Okay, so I think that we have run out of time. So thank you very much, Uriol, for your time. And we are going to jump into the next company. So now it's time for Ciclogreen. Ciclogreen, whose founder and CEO is Gregorio Magno. Ciclogreen helps companies to promote sustainable mobility. So let's go into the video pitch.
Hi, I'm Gregorio, CEO of Ciclogreen. We help companies to promote sustainable mobility and reduce their CO2 emissions. Why? Because global population is concentrating in big cities that have a huge environmental, social, and economic problem. Transport emissions. Most employees keep going to work by car, and they are suffering from stress, but also increasing CO2 emissions, the main responsible of climate change, and air pollution that kills 7 million people in the world every year. Of course, they want to solve this problem, but then they face two main barriers. There is a lack of motivation because those employees are really used to go to work by car. And there is also a lack of mobility data to be able to understand new mobility patterns and provide better infrastructure and services. Well, our solution helps our customers to overcome these two barriers. First of all, our solution allows city councils and companies to reward their employees for using sustainable means of transport. How does it work? is really easy. Employees only have to download our app and use it to register their sustainable trips to work. For example, sharing a car. Ficlorine will transform those sustainable kilometers into points that employees are able to redeem for rewards, discounts, and also join virtual challenges and be able to win a free electrical bicycle. And that's powerful motivation to promote sustainable mobility, but also powerful data that we provide to city councils, like the City Council of Barcelona, one of our customers, that are using this data to understand mobility patterns and provide better infrastructure and services. Also, this data is important for companies because we are helping them to comply with the new CO2 emissions reporting regulation. Our business model is simple and highly scalable. We provide a customized reward program to companies and cities for a monthly fee, including a real-time dashboard, mobility challenges, and also data visualization. And we are providing this solution in a huge growing market, targeting only in Europe more than 75,000 large companies and cities. The market is growing and also our sales. We are already working with big companies like Decathlon, Saphir, Ulma, or Mount San Miguel. The opportunity is huge. We have more than 60,000 users, more than 20 customers internationally, and we have the right team to keep growing this business with expertise in project management, programming, marketing, and sales. We want to grow this business and also grow our global impact. And we already have registered in our app more than 11 million of sustainable kilometers, saving more than 3,000 tons of CO2 emissions. We are global from the beginning. We have been featured internationally in the New York Times or The Economist and got national and international awards from the Spanish Ministry of Environment, but also from Google or the Climate Reality Project. And this global impact has been validated by Ship2B. And to get the most of this global opportunity, we are now adding convertible notes. We will launch our third investment round in January 2023. And we are lucky because we already have the support of important investment funds, impact investment funds like Ship2B, IESE, or Fondo La Bolsa Social. Thank you.
So thank you. Here we have Gregorio with us. Thank you, Gregorio, for the presentation. So now it's time for Q&A with the members of the jury.
So I'd have a question related to COVID. How has that impacted your sales and your model? Did you have to change it somehow, given that people weren't really going to work? And
good question. Thank you. At the beginning, it was quite bad because mobility stopped suddenly everywhere. Then we found a way to take advantage of that situation. So we included teleworking inside the app, and we won an European project with the EIT Urban Mobility focused on promoting safe use of public transport, teleworking, and also active mobility to avoid contagious. And we won that project and launched 3 months of challenges, promoting also local businesses, using them, making them take advantage of the project because they could, they were able to provide the rewards. So we were bringing customers to them. The project was in Barcelona and Hungary. So at the end, we survived that crisis and become stronger, improving the product. And now people are coming back to the office. Again, the activity is at the same level or even better than before.
Okay, that's great. Well done.
Thank you.
Gregorio, one question. What about competitors?
Yeah, we have national and international competitors, but none of them are focused on providing multimodal rewards to promote not only, for example, car sharing or carpooling. There are some good solutions for that for companies, but we are the only one including all mobility means of transport. Why? Because we are also including CO2 emissions calculations. That's another great value for our customers, for big companies that now have strong commitment with science-based targets, reduction in CO2 emissions. We can help them for the first time to calculate CO2 emissions related to commuting and reduce them using rewards.
And what's your revenue plan for 2022? From what I remember, in this year, you plan to make 180,000 euros.
That was
So what's
last year was 180,000 euros of revenue. This year we are now in 230, and we will end close to 250. Next year we want to double that amount, and also the number of customers, because we are now feeling the product market fit. It's also true that now, after the COVID situation, more companies became more conscious about the problem. Now they want to take action, and we are the tool for that.
okay? Great. It's very ambitious, but fingers crossed.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe one more question if we still have time. How do you work on motivating people to use your app? Because in the presentation you gave an example of receiving an electrical bike as an award. I can imagine that doesn't motivate everyone. So
Of course, we have learned during the years that we have to find the right reward, universal reward. And finally, we found that gift cards are a nice way to provide that universal reward. So we work with several partners to provide them. For example, Decathlon, one of our customers. So in several companies, the reward is a gift card of Decathlon, which is also promoting healthy activities. On the other hand, we have big companies with a social component like Grupo Fagor or Grupo Ulma at a national level. And what they do is contact local businesses like Eroski or local supermarkets that provide the rewards for the employees. So the employees can redeem their points in Ficlorin for those rewards buying locally. And that's great for the impact also. And we have found that those rewards are really attractive for everyone.
okay, brilliant.
Okay, one more question, very quick.
Yeah, I would like to know, because I guess it's not easy to sell these, sell these services at the beginning to companies. So how long is the time to market for companies?
It was, it's true that it was quite a nightmare at the beginning, because this was too new, maybe 5 years ago or 3 years ago. Now time to market with every company is even less than 1 month. At the beginning it was more than 1 year. So now that's because I was talking about feeling product market fit, because now we talk with the companies and they understand that this is a problem they have to solve. They have to be involved, and that is accelerating sales. That's because we are ambitious about the next year, because we really feel that now is the moment.
Amazing. 1 month. I didn't expect that. Thanks.
Okay, so I think that we have run out of time. So thank you very much, Gregorio, for your time. And
thank you so much, everyone.
Now it's time to jump into the next company. So now we are going to meet Dana with Veronica Montesinos, CEO and co-founder. Dana is a digital health solution focused on mental health for women during maternity. So let's go into the pitch.
This is Maria. Maria can be your wife, your sister, your daughter, or friend. Maria can be you. Is she feeling happy, or is she suffering in silence? What we know with a 90% of probability is that Maria has experienced some kind of mood disorder, such as anxiety, fear, or guilt. And hopefully, she is not one in 4 women falling into some kind of severe mental health pathology, such as depression, psychosis, or suicidal thoughts. But we will probably never know, because 75% go underdiagnosed. Mood disorders and mental health pathologies during motherhood have a direct impact on the mother's health and her capacity to take care of her child, with potential long-term negative effects for both. That's why we developed Dana. Dana is a digital health and well-being solution for women transitioning into motherhood. On one hand, Dana is a digital system for the women. And on the other hand, Dana is a digital therapeutic tool for the healthcare system. Dana supports women through their entire maternity journey and becomes an essential tool for the healthcare professional to prevent, detect, and improve the patient's mental health during motherhood. We have also developed a Motherhood Vitality Index as a tool with scientific evidence. We launched our first MVP in March, created 30 psychoeducational programs and tested them with users. Second MVP launched in September to validate the product market fit, including the new Motherhood Vitality Index. And in 2022, we will conclude first clinical trials and build a healthcare system interface to follow the patient's interactions with Dana. Objectives 2023, achieve the medical device and digital therapeutic certification to roll it out in other countries. Dana was born as an impact project to empower women during motherhood, improving her well-being while detecting possible mental health disorders. The Motherhood Vitality Index is our main impact indicator, embedded in the heart of our business model. We have been certified by Ship2B as an impact business and are working towards the B Corp certification. We will start with a B2C model and evolve to a B2B digital therapeutic solutions. We found a lot of high health medtech companies in the mental health field, non-focusing on motherhood, and numerous well-being apps with non-reaching medical device standards. Dana starts in Spain, impacting 2 million women to prove the scalable business opportunity. After validating the digital therapeutic solution, we will expand to LATAM, US, and Europe with a potential of 650 million revenue. For our first market in Spain, we're expecting break-even in 2 years and a 30 million euro EBITDA in 4 years. Sven and myself launched digital ventures in the past and had the opportunity to lead international companies in different countries. Our main motivation to create Dana relies on our own personal experience. Sven was not able to fully support her wife's mental state during motherhood, and I tried several years to become a mother without success. We both decided that this was the right moment to create impact value for our society. We are blessed to be backed by our core team members, some of whom struggled themselves during parenthood, and by an intergenerational team of 15 experts with years of experience in startups, motherhood, and mental health. We achieved 75,000 euros funding through motherhood specialists, friends, and family, and now are looking for 250,000 euros to accelerate the product market fit phase and project development as a bridge to the seed round planned for April 2022. The rise of mental health problems in our society shows that there is a big problem to solve and a huge market to tap into. We have the opportunity to change the motherhood paradigm and impact the health of future generations, and Maria will be smiling at the sea happy.
So now we have with us Veronica. Welcome, Veronica.
Well, thank you very much. Nice to be
So
here.
now it's time for Q&A. So let's start with the questions.
Hi, Veronica. It's Teresa from Arcano Partners. I have one question. Could you explain us with more details the source of incomes of Dana? What are your main payer is gonna be?
Okay. So the main goal is to be a digital therapeutic solutions for the healthcare system. And we are building the software as a medical device in a B2B solution. Yeah. This would take some time because we need to work on the clinical studies first and then the certification. And meanwhile, we will launch, or we have launched already, sorry, the B2C model. And we will also use the B2B2C channels, yeah, meaning that we will offer our solution through other agents from the healthcare system, such as the health insurers or employers as a benefit prepared for their clients or employees. Yeah? This is practically a hybrid model, B2C, B2B2C, and B2B. But following a roadmap, and we need to first to work on the clinical evidence. Yeah?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, so hi Veronica. My question was actually on the line with Teresa's, is that why have you chosen this B2C strategy, which now I understand, and but then how are you getting your customers now? How, are you doing it through, organically or with ads? How are you getting this customer acquisition?
Sure. I mean, for the B2C model, we are working organically and we are working also with a digital marketing strategy. I mean, it is very important for us to be in contact with the touch points where these models are along the matrescent journey, meaning that we are establishing collaborations with, for example, breastfeeding support groups, or for example, postpartum support groups, and this type of associations where we found, we found mothers, and we can be in contact and get in contact with the target. And on the other hand, for sure, we will launch in short our marketing campaigns, because the first version of the app has been launched 4 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I was gonna ask if you have any metrics about conversion rate of stickiness, but maybe it's too short in time yet.
Yeah, it's short. I mean, we have so far, I mean, in this, let's say 3 weeks that we are pushing without any advertisement, more or less 500 users in the app. Yeah, but we have to work and build on that. And next week we will launch the first campaigns. Yeah.
Okay. Time will give the answers then. That's super early. Thank you.
I have a question on the amount that you're fundraising, which is 250,000. How long will that last for? Will that take you until the end of the certification process?
No. This is more. This is planned for. I mean, from, let's say, from now until the end of March this year. I mean, because we need this amount to accelerate the product development, because the version you see so far is just a part of our solution. And it means, I mean, we need to build more content, we need to develop the maternal mortality index, and to embed this in the technological part of the solution. Yeah. Then this will be more or less for the next 4 months. And after that, we have to go to the next round and open a seed round for at least 500,000 or even more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you considered making this round larger? Because it seems like quite a lot of work, a lot of fundraising, which is difficult, as we know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we are also, I mean, applying, I mean, because what we see is that, okay, it's difficult at this stage. I mean, we have been listening to the whole conferences, yeah, to fundraising when you don't have metrics, yeah, then we are applying for the grants, and to see, I mean, we have also already the partnerships with the hospitals and the research centers, and we can then ask together, I mean, for some grants that will support, I mean, the development and the clinical research we need to do.
Okay, thank you very much, Veronica, and all the jury members. I think that we have run out of time, so we have to leave here the Q&A section. Thank you, Veronica, again. So now we're going to jump into another company. Okay.
Okay,
so
thank you very much for this.
Thank you very much, Monica, for your time.
Bye.
And see you soon. So now we are going to MNG Neuro by its CEO, Jordina Arcal. This company improves the quality of life of people affected by epilepsy. So let's jump into the video pitch.
Hello, my name is Jordina Arcal, and I'm going to talk to you about epilepsy. First of all, I want to tell you that this project comes from a very personal need. Our founder, David, has a daughter, Marina, who has been suffering from epilepsy for more than 17 years. And like Marina, there are more than 50 million people all over the world suffering from epilepsy. From them, the 30% are suffering what we call drug-resistant epilepsy, which means that even though they are taking medication, they are still suffering constant seizures. Living with epilepsy means living with unpredictability, living with constant accidents and injuries, going to emergencies very often. So it's living with very poor quality of life. Not only patients, but also their families. And living with epilepsy is also dealing with anxiety and stress. For them and for neurologists that they do not have enough information to better treat the illness, we have developed our solution, MJN Ceres. MJN Ceres, it's an earpiece that continuously records the electric brain activity, and it sends this information to an app where we embed an artificial intelligence algorithm that it's able to early detect the seizures and alert patients minimum within 1 minute. What it does, it continuously processes all the data that we gather through the ear canal, and it's able to detect the seizures minutes before they happen. So with that, we can alert patients and they can put themselves in a safe position. Thanks to MJN Ceres, we can reduce accidents, injuries, emergencies, and deaths. Therefore, we can reduce the economic impact of the illness for hospitals and for insurance companies. And we can reduce emotional impact of families because they will feel safer. On the other hand, we can also provide better information to neurologists in order to better treat their patients. There are many devices now available in the market trying to fit this problem, but they are either inaccurate, indiscreet, or invasive. We are the only available solution that it's able to predict seizures, alerting from them in advance, that is wearable, discreet, non-invasive, and it's using brain signal. We have created this thanks to our team, composed by 2 people directing it, and also we have a C-level composing the technical parts, the sales parts, and the quality and financial part, and also engineers developing the algorithms, neurologists, and people from marketing. We are also supported by an advisory board, which is helping us on the engineering part, the artificial intelligence part, and the medical part. And we have raised more than 4 million euros in order to make the project a success, both private and public. Now we are looking for 1 million euros in order to expand our business in Europe with a valuation of 12.1 million euros. We have done this through capital sale, and we are quite finishing this round, but looking for more partners. And we also have started our sales. We obtained recently the CE mark, so we are still in the market, and we have our early adopters that has been enjoying what MJN Ceres is, so not having more accidents and predicting the seizures. We want to move from early adopters to early majority and end up by 2026 with more than 35,000 units in the market, selling the device directly to users at a price of 1,450 euros. For that, we are not only seeking investors, but also partners that are helping us on growing in Europe and also entering the US market, where we already have started the FDA procedure. So in conclusion, if you invest in us, you will invest in a viable solution that now can treat epilepsy, but can be scalable to other neurological disorders. Thank you very much.
So now we have with us Jordina. Jordina, welcome to the pitch competition.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Jordina.
Hello, Jordina.
So now it's time for the Q&A here with the jury. So let's start with the questions.
Hello, Jordina. I would like to understand better how is the process to access to the market. I mean, who's going to be your primary payer? It's gonna a little bit more detail on that, please.
Sure. We started with a B2C model, so we started selling the device directly to users in order to demonstrate that there is a willingness to pay. What we are doing now is we are talking with neurologists in order that they don't prescribe, but they recommend our device. So we will sell directly to users, but through neurologists recommending it. The third part is obtaining the reimbursement. We will start it in Germany, which seems to be quite easy to obtain on there. And then also we will go in the UK. And we think that this will help on getting reimbursement in all the countries. And parallel to that, we are also working with some health insurance companies, private ones, that will also refund the device. So this is our path. We will end up being reimbursed, but we know it's a long-term strategy. So we have to start like making some noise and demonstrating that there's willingness to pay.
Okay, thank you.
That was actually exactly my question, because I think your device is ingenious and is very much needed. But I can imagine that for many people, your pricing is just not affordable. But it's amazing to hear that you're already working on that.
Yes, in fact, we have closed a deal with a distributor in the UK that works together with a charity organization, and they're going to refund our product in the UK with young people, which is very good. This is what we want, to create impact in as much people as we can, and we know that the price can be a barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And would you also propose some kind of help on the paying, like paying different terms with you?
Sure, we do propose it now. In fact, we have it's available for all our users that they can split the payment with zero tax for 1 year. But it was really amazing that no one chose that. So for the moment, they are buying it on one shot, but we have this available for our users, and in some countries we are also planning to have like a monthly or something like that in order to maintain the algorithm and some of these business models that can help us on reducing this first barrier of price.
Mm-hmm. How do I buy it? Like, is there a physical place where I can go, or where can I get it?
Now you can get it through our web, where we have an e-commerce platform in Spain, because we haven't found any specialized distributor in Spain. But for example, in the UK, you can buy it through our distributor, that it's a very specialized distributor, only selling products for epilepsy and giving a very good post-market sales service, that it's helping users in everything they need. So they have a 24/7 call center where users can call and solve all their problems. So in all the countries, we will use that kind of distributors, that they are going to provide, I would say, a full service to their users in their own language, where we think it's very important.
And when do you plan to obtain the FDA approval and start selling in the US?
So we have started the procedure last week, but due to COVID-19, it delayed a little bit. This year, we have done the press submission and we've got the answer from the FDA. We wanted to go for a 510K, but they answered that we cannot because it's a very novel device. So we have to go for a de novo, and we will start the process coming month. We will start presenting all the information needed, and we think that in a couple of years, we will be getting it, and then we will go for the reimbursement process.
Okay, we have 1 minute left for last question.
Could you perhaps mention the other neurological disorders that your device can tackle?
Sure. We have started working in Alzheimer's, and we can also tackle, for example, Parkinson's, schizophrenia, bipolar disorders, sleeping apneas. Even we can be very useful in anesthesia. So everything that can be tracked with electric brain activity by using an EEG, we can develop algorithms that are helping neurologists on that. But in the end, we are a portable EEG.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Okay, so we have run out of time. Thank you very much, Jordina, for your time.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you soon. Now we're going to move into the next company, that is Boomerang, whose founder is Oriol Segarra. Boomerang have developed a reusable packaging system for takeaway for delivery food. So let's see the video pitch.
Hi, I'm Oriol, the founder of Boomerang. Did you know that each of us Europeans create 172 kilos of packaging waste every year? And we have been trying to solve this problem by changing materials, changing plastic for cardboard, changing plastic for PLA. However, the problem is not material, it's how we use those materials. That's why at Boomerang we have committed and have our mission to eliminate the habits of single-use and throwaway packaging. To do that, we have created Boomerang, the first reusable and returnable packaging system for the takeaway and delivery food services. How it works? When you want to use Boomerang, you download our app, create a user, and create your unique QR code. With that QR code, you can visit any restaurant of our network and withdraw your food with our returnable packaging. Then you have 15 days to return that packaging to any restaurant of our network completely free of charge. If you take more than 15 days, you will get charged €6 for every container that you didn't return. As a restaurant, it works as easy as for the user. When someone comes and asks for the food in a reusable packaging, you just serve the food in our boomerangs and give it to the user. Before he leaves, you scan their QR code and assign how many containers is he taking away. When the boomerangs come back to your restaurant, you just put them in the dishwasher as if it is any other dish of your restaurant. Why it works? Basically, the main factor that makes this work is the network. The more restaurants that join the network, the easier and more convenient the system makes. As well, for the restaurants, it's very easy and convenient to join because they don't have to make any investment. Our product as a service business model helps them not to invest any money in the boomerangs. And we are based in the circular economy model, which is the propulsion of the European Union for the next 10 years. We have seen that takeaway is very convenient. However, delivery is way more convenient. So we are developing and working with top delivery partners here in Spain to join forces and make able Boomerang inside of the delivery platforms. We are undertaking this development within house, and we are ready to deploy the first partnerships by the end of this 2021. With these integrations with delivery platforms, these platforms and restaurants will be able to show to their users and to society how much plastic, how much waste they are avoiding thanks to our API. Nowadays, we are already on track. We have more than 80 restaurants in our network, most of them in Barcelona, almost 3,000 users, 1,000 of them very active. We have avoided more than 34,000 single-use packaging from creating waste, and most important, we have avoided more than 1 ton of single-use packaging to this point. Our business model, as we said, is a product as a service. For the users, it's completely free. However, the restaurant pays a flat fee of 120 euros that has a limit to 50 bowls per month, and after that, it's a pay-per-use model, which every scan that you do to a bowl is 19 cents. These are some of the restaurants that are already working with us, having big names inside, and we're already working with chains. We hope you join this revolution. We're always looking for new partners and investors, and thank you for listening to this presentation.
So, hello, Oriol.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you. It's always funny to listen to yourself.
Hello, Oriol. Welcome. So now it's time for the Q&A. So let's start.
Hello, Oriol. One question. Could you tell us a little bit more about your competitors? Is there any player similar to you in the market right now?
So in Spain, there are not competitors at the moment. Or there is one company very early starting in Barcelona. However, we don't have more competitors here in Spain at the moment. In Europe, yes, Germany is the strongest market. There are more than 6 players. One of them has a network of more than 10,000 points. However, this one is based on a deposit system, so you have to pay in advance for the bowl. And in France, it's growing as well, but France is focusing more on the logistic part of the returnable packaging. But Spain and Portugal, which are the markets that we're looking at, are very very early. Maybe we are not as mature as the German market, and we're the only ones.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Teresa, I think we really think alike because I was about to ask the same question. As I lived in Luxembourg, and there we have this solution called EcoBox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think Sylvia, you had a question.
Yeah, I had another work considering something that you told they're doing in France, that you said that they are, well, hi, Rio, by the way, and they are putting their emphasis on the logistics. And actually my question was this one, because I have the feeling that it's a very logistic intense solution. So how do you outsource this? Outsource this logistic, and also how does it affect your margins? Because I guess this is where it has more impact.
So at the moment, all the restaurants, they wash themselves the bowls that come back to the restaurant. So if you are okay eating in a plate from a restaurant, you should be okay eating in a Boomerang, because they use the same procedures to clean the bowl.
Who brings it back? Sorry, maybe I missed it.
At the moment, the user is the responsible to bring it back, and we have this penalization. No, you pay €6 if you don't bring it back within those 15 days, which is enough time to return it. And for large venues or partners, there is a possibility to do the logistics, but you need volume, basically. So in France, what they are doing and focusing on the logistics is on the collectives, so like school dining rooms, big company caterings, things like this, not for small restaurants.
So how many restaurants would you need to break even in your model?
So that's a tough question, because at the end we only have like fixed costs at the moment, no? Like salaries, kind of like this. It's not about the number of restaurants, it's more about the adoption. So we could be break even with few restaurants, but that 100% of them are doing their takeaway or delivery with Boomerang.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then how do you ensure that there are sufficient amount of users, like end users? How do you promote yourself?
The main channel we're using, besides building our brand, which is very important, and communicating about being a purpose-driven brand, it's our partners. So we try to engage them the most and help them to promote Boomerang within their venues, right? So that's the main channel at the moment. For the future, we are planning to launch an incentive program based on discounts with other brands, because as you can see, the user doesn't pay anything. So we cannot use the typical growth hacks that delivery platforms or supermarkets use. Join and we give you €5 on your first order. We cannot do that. So we need to think more creatively there.
Okay, so if we don't have more questions, we have arrived at the 5 minutes. So we should leave here the questions. Thank you very much, Uriol, for your time.
Thanks to you.
I hope to see you again. And we are going to move into the next company. That is Sikai Medical. Sikai by Sara Toledano. It's co-founder and CEO. Sikai have developed a medical assistant which helps radiologists to detect pancreatic lesions. So let's move into the video pitch.
At Sikai Medical, we assist radiologists in the early stage diagnosis of pancreatic cancer through imaging. And maybe you are wondering why pancreatic cancer? Well, the answer is quite simple. At first, it is the most lethal one. In fact, if you are diagnosed today, you are facing 5 months of life expectancy. And secondly, because there are no methods for early diagnosis, and early diagnosis saves lives. In 1 over 3 cases, it means the difference between life and death. And that's why radiologists shall monitor every lesion found in the pancreas, even the benign ones, because if they evolve to cancer, they need to know as soon as possible. And that increases enormously their workloads, because up to 21% of the population have one of these lesions. And they monitor all of them, even when less than 1% will evolve to cancer. What happens then if we are one of those people with a lesion and we don't know it, and we get a CT scan or an MRI for any other reason? Well, there are 3 possible scenarios. Almost half of them remain unseen. There are, of course, lesions that are detected but not diagnosed, and the patients will suffer more invasive tests, surgeries, biopsies, and so on. And there are, of course, some lesions well detected and diagnosed that will be monitored by the radiologist manually. How can Sikai Medical assist in these 3 situations? Well, thanks to artificial intelligence, it detects automatically every lesion. It classifies the lesion from the first test, avoiding all the extra tests, and it automates the surveillance, saving time for the radiologists. We integrate this solution in the IT system of the hospital, obtaining all the information available from the already performed test without any extra time for processing and without any extra tool for the radiologists. We have already performed a clinical validation with more than 1,000 imaging tests, 2 hospitals and 4 radiologists, and the results are already above the precision of expert radiologists, what makes us be very optimistic for the future. The early classification is the key for patients' life. And with Sikai Medical, we can avoid 5 million people assisting every year to their doctors, and we can avoid 40,000 deaths due to pancreatic cancer in Europe every year. And these 2 indicators are very important for us, not only because they measure the social impact that we provoked, but also the economic one. We will offer the solution to 2 different client segments. On the one hand, the user, so hospitals, clinics, teleradiology companies, and so on. They will pay an annual fee for the usage of the software. And on the other hand, the big distributors of software or the manufacturers of hardware and software, they will license the solution from us. We started the product at the beginning of 2020. Until now, we have already developed an MVP that we have validated. We have also patented our technology, and we have opened a seed round to afford all the clinical trials to obtain the CE mark at the end of 2022. Then we will start the commercialization and the escalation of the product to other organs in the abdomen and, of course, to other countries. This is a very ambitious project, we know it, but for that we count with a committed and completed team formed by a PhD in biomedicine specialized in pancreas as CSO, an engineer and PhD in computer vision as CTO, and myself, that I am engineer and MBA as CEO. And of course, we are very proud of our medical and advisory board of experts that help us to improve every day. Because early diagnosis saves lives, and technology is our greatest weapon. So please help us to equip radiologists to defeat pancreatic cancer together. Thank you.
So thank you very much and welcome, Sarah.
Hi, thank you very much.
Hi, Sarah. So now it's time for Q&A. Let's start with the questions. We have 5 minutes.
Okay, maybe I'll go first. Could you tell us a bit about how easy/difficult is it to connect your software to the software of the hospital and obtain all the data, which is super sensitive and probably subject to regulation in every country. So when you accomplish that in Spain, how easy will it be to scale it then abroad?
Well, I mean, once we achieve the CE mark and we can already sell the product, there is no more regulation that we have to achieve. So to say, we are already working with all the GPR problems. We have solved everything, and we are already working with hospitals at a research level, we could say. So not as a sell product, but as a research project. We can already download the images from patients because we have a process where we remove all the names and everything, so the images are anonymous, and we can already do that. So once we have achieved the CE mark, we will be able to do it in all Europe. So we are integrated in the PACS, in the system, existing software system in the hospital. So if we are working, for example, with a GE hospital, a hospital who has a GE software here in Spain, we can just as a plug and play go to a hospital in Germany with a GE software, and it's without any extra process or any extra software programming or anything like that.
Okay, that's great.
More question?
I do have another one about competition, because, well, I remember that imaging in cancer has been a topic when I was doing VC like 4 years ago in Europe. So I wonder, you know, how many competitors there are, maybe some that don't have a ready product, but are working on it like you are working on it and might kind of beat you to the market.
Yeah, we have two different competitors, two different group of competitors, so to say. The first ones are the ones that are trying to improve the diagnosis methods for pancreatic cancer with other technologies. So, for example, there are a group of companies that are trying to improve early diagnosis and also prediction of the appearance of cancer through invasive tests applied to lesions that are already found by the radiologist. That brings a lot of value, of course, but they cannot solve the problem of the detection, that it's a huge problem right now. And the other group, it's the companies that are using artificial intelligence for radiology. There are a lot of companies doing it for breast cancer, for also brain disorders, and for lung cancer, because the images are a little bit simpler. So, for example, in a mammography, you just have the breast, don't have any other organs. But in the abdomen, it's a little bit more difficult. So there are no many companies doing it. That's because of the complexity of the imaging. We spoke, for example, with Siemens and with GE, and they told us that they are looking for companies doing it in the abdomen. That's why, for example, we are working with GE in the integration with them, because our technology is able to detect these lesions in the abdomen. So we are escalating the product in the whole abdomen in order to be the company able to do that.
Thank you, Sarah. We have run out of time. We have reached we have completed the 5 minutes. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And hope to see you soon. And with this last presentation, we have reached the end. Now it's time for jury deliberation. I take advantage of these minutes while the jury deliberates and take their notes to give thanks to all the participants, to the 16 startups that have participated, to all the online and offline attendees who are watching us, and to the 6 finalists, and obviously to the members of the jury. So now it seems that we already have the winner that, so expectation, the winner of the Ship2B Impact Forum is MNGN Neuro. So congratulations, Jordina. I think that Jordina is going to appear in a few seconds with us. Jordina is coming again. We are telling Jordina that they have won the competition and she's connecting again. I don't know if Jordina is going to be able to connect just to give thanks. So here we have Jordina. Congratulations, Jordina.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bravo.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm super happy with that. Thank you from all the team and from NJN's team. We are super happy for that, for the recognition. And I want to congratulate all the other participants and the finalists that the projects were super, super, super good. And I know it maybe has been very tough to choose one of those. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Jordina, and congratulations on your company too. And finally, thank again your time to the 6 finalists for their time and participation, and to the 4 members of the jury, and to the attendees who are following us. So we end here the Impact Pitch competition, and now we continue with the ceremony of the Impact Awards.